Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Defense Updates and News. So let's start today's top major defense news. India's Astra Mk2 will be superior to AM-120 and PL-15 missile. MiG-29K to be retired in 2034 and it will be replaced by twin-engine deck-based fighter laser weapon capable of destroying Indian and US satellites. Army looks to acquire US air vehicle to strengthen infantry. China's J-20B stealth jet upgraded with thrust vector controls reportedly enter mass production. Indian Air Force and the Indian Navy recently cleared plans to procure 248 Astra Mk1 beyond visual range air-to-air missiles with a range of 110 km, making India among very few allied countries which have its long-range air-to-air missiles capabilities. After 50% pre-production, Astra Mk1 ordered by IAF was successfully demonstrated in a combat situation with targets being destroyed at the different range and the different altitudes by the Su-30 MKF, which will be first to get them, followed by MiG-29 UPG and LCA Tejas Mk1A, while DRDO has been tight-lipped with next generation Astra M. It's more or less has been confirmed that Astra Mk2 will have longer range and will have a high fuel capacity along with new conventional motor which will be designed to match or be superior to American AM-120D and Chinese PL-15 missile long-range air-to-air missiles, which for the first time has been confirmed that the range will be 160 to 180 km, while the actual range of the missile will be remain classified. Astra Mk1 has demonstrated capabilities similar to the American AM-120C5 AMRAAM in its trials and has demonstrated similar maximum range to Astra Mk2 will be built around capabilities of the AM-120D AK-C8, which is far superior to the C5 capabilities along with a range of 160 to 180 km. Astra Mk2 will come with improved high angle of boresight, improved jammer resistant with dual pulse motor for an increased sustained range, which will also carry an expanded no escape envelope for the missile. While the timeline of the missile has never been disclosed, it can be safely assumed that the missile will be ready for before SFDR. Astra Mk3 is ready for production in next decade or so. SFDR AK Astra Mk3 will have a range from 70 to 340 km in the power on mode, which will come with air breathing ramjet propulsion technology, while Astra Mk2 will be based on conventional dual pulse motor with thrust vectoring control. The Navy is expected to start reviewing new twin-engine aircraft carrier-based fighter aircraft being developed by the DRDO by 2032, and it will be a replacement for the Russian MiG-29K carrier jets in service. A defense source said the Navy is expected to get the HAL-built twin-engine carrier aircraft by 2032. It will replace the MiG-29KS in service, which are scheduled to start going out by 2034. The source said the Navy currently operates Russian origin carrier INS Vikramaditya and expect to have the first indigenous aircraft carrier Vikrant operational by 2022, with a second carrier to come in. The Navy is already evaluating a global tender for 57 carrier-based twin-engine fighter aircraft with the new jet under development, and also factoring in a budgetary constraints. The Navy is looking to revise the tender for 57 carrier-based jets downwards. The revised number have not been finalized yet. The sources stated last January the Naval Light Combat Aircraft LCA successfully completed arrested landing and takeoff on board Vikramaditya has since undertaken several trials. Deck-based fighter based on the experience of the carrier landing, the DRDO has offered to develop a twin-engine deck-based fighter for the Navy. With the successful deck landing, they decided to drop the naval LCA Mk2 and move on to the twin-engine jet. The sources said the new jet being developed by DRDO should be ready by 2026. Navy Chief Admiral Karambir Singh stated last December the design specifications have since been finalized. The Navy currently has 45 Russian MiG-29K aircraft, and its official had stated that there will not be enough aircraft to operate from both carriers. The Navy is currently evaluating the response to request for information from Boeing with its F-18 Super Hornet and Dassault Aviation with its Rafale jets. Both companies had stated that their jet can operate off the sky jump of Vikramaditya and in future the Vikrant. In fact, an Indian Navy team was to visit the US Naval Air Station in Maryland to witness a demonstration by Boeing on the capability of its F-18 Super Hornet of taking off and landing from the decks of Indian aircraft carriers. However, the visit got delayed due to the COVID-19 outbreak. Indian and US satellites are vulnerable to China's ground-based laser, as according to some analysts, China has acquired the full capability to destroy the enemy satellite sensor through its lasers. China can cause great damage to Indian and US satellite during wartime. In January 2019, the Pentagon Defense Intelligence Agency, in a report on space threats, had disclosed a warned that China's military is expected to deploy a laser weapon capable of destroying or damaging US military satellites in low Earth orbit next year. Experts have identified one such laser station in Xinjiang, which has 4 buildings. While one of these buildings has satellite tracking systems and the other 3 could have been used to damage satellite sensors. China has established 5 fixed ranging stations, which are Shanghai, Changchun, Beijing, Wuhan, and Kunming, and the other 2 are mobile ranging stations, which can be transported from one place to another as per their operational requirements. The ranging stations are mainly used for tracking satellites and space debris, but it can also be used for damaging enemy satellites. The report satellites increasingly vulnerable to China's ground-based lasers, published in Space News, reveals the ranging system at the Shanghai station uses a laser with a relatively low average power of 2.8 watts. The wattage at other stations is most likely the same or lower. Another laser of 60 watts at the Shanghai station has been used routinely to measure space debris. Calculations show that 1 watt laser has a 1000 chance to cause permanent damage to a sensor, while a 40 watt laser would double the chance. These odds are low but likely to increase. As per the DIA report, the Chinese directed energy weapon is among several space warfare tools that include ground-based anti-satellite asset missiles, electronic jammers, cyber attacks, and small satellites that Beijing plans to use in attacks on US satellites in a future conflict. This DIA report is the first time a US intelligence agency disclosed details of anti-satellite laser deployment plans. Due to the growing anti-satellite threat from China in 2019, India also demonstrated its capability by successfully testing an anti-satellite weapon in space. The anti-satellite weapon system asset is a capability that only the US, Russia, and China possess so far. This can be used to either destroy or interfere with targeted satellites in space, either enemy or defunct, and can be fired from air, land, or sea. China became only the 3rd country to join the Asset Club in 2007 once managed to shoot down a non-functional weather satellite. It has reportedly failed in 3 previous tests. The Indian Army has set its eyes on acquiring hand-launched, remotely controlled unmanned aerial vehicle from US and state-of-the-art Israeli Spike Firefly loitering ammunition to add lethality to its ground infantry. Apart from long-range precision artillery shells with a range of over 40 kilometers. While the army is sharpening the teeth of its infantry, the Air Force will get 5 Rafale multi-role fighter jets from Paris this month, with another 2 to be used. Training in France, the Indian Navy is all set to commission its 2nd ballistic missile firing nuclear submarine, INS Arighat, later this year. According to people in South Block aware of the development, the army is set to acquire 200 pieces of RQ-11 UAV, which can fly up to 10 kilometers at an altitude of 500 feet and speed of up to 95 km per hour. to help infantry troops conduct reconnaissance of the battle threat ahead and placement of enemy troops. After the Indian Army brought Spike Mark III anti-tank guided missiles from Israel as part of emergency purchases due to the Ladakh standoff with China, it is now buying Firefly ammunition that can deliver a precision strike on enemy troops hiding within a range of 1 kilometer. The latest Firefly ammunition not only has carrying capability to locate a target but also can be called back if the target has moved beyond range. While the IF and Indian Army have been at the forefront of the Indian posture in Ladakh, the Indian Navy has been on the front foot in the Indian Ocean against Chinese warships. According to senior military officials, the Navy, throughout its fusion center at Gurugram, has kept a close watch on the Indian Ocean throughout the Ladakh crisis and has been able to muscle out 6 Chinese warships from the Arabian Sea and Indian Ocean region. These ships were around Gwadar port in Balochistan. First 3 ships went back to China with Indian Navy closely watching them, and then the remaining 3 also returned to their home country. Today there is not a single Chinese warship in Indian Ocean, said a senior military officer on condition of verification on the ground. So thank you for watching guys. If you like my video, please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you and Jai Hind.